I'm Real Holman. We're here wrapping up the final preseason practice today, getting ready for our opponent, Olivet Nazarene. I'm here to talk with a few of the coaches today on their take on how the upcoming season is going to be. And our first game is a home game, 7 p.m. Everybody be there.
Good hot. Right there.
I'm here with Josh Miller, assistant coach who worked with the quarterbacks. I want to see how you feel about this preseason camp, how you're wrapping it up, and our next week opponents.
I thought the preseason went pretty well, week by week. Quarterbacks got a little bit better, more comfortable with the offense. We're doing a few new things that we've built upon in the spring, and I think the progression is pretty spot on. And going into game week next week, I'm excited to see how they prepare mentally, physically, and emotionally, getting them ready for that week.
I'm here with Coach Wagner, coach of the D linemen. I wanted to get your take on how you feel about wrapping up the preseason camp and our first week opponents, how our players are going in, attitude and mental focus.
Camp was really good. We have a strong senior class this year for the first time in a while. We've had one or two seniors last year and a couple seniors the year before, but I think we're 5 or 6 seniors this year. So it was a good camp. Some of the younger guys came around too. So really excited with the maturity of the defensive line.
How do you feel that the seniors are taking their leadership role upon the youngsters?
I think it's been a much improved leadership role coming off of last year's struggles. I think those guys really taking it upon themselves to get the young guys to buy in and do all the things correctly that we need. Just little things like running to the football and making sure that we're finishing plays that sometimes get overlooked, that the seniors are making sure the guys are accountable for it.
All right, I'm here with Coach Donnelly, Pat Donnelly. Coaches, the office coordinator. I want to get your take on the preseason wrap up as we finish our final practice today, and how as the players go along for our first opponent.
I think camp's been really good. I think it really started back in the summertime. We had a great commitment from the group that I work with, in particular, wide receiver group, and really started there and it continued through camp. And dealing with some adversity, with some adversity now, with some injuries and things like that. But I think overall, been a really productive camp.
How many, have any of the players stepped up since some of the big names have been injured?
Yeah, of course, Cam Smith, has been a 3-year starter for us, come back for his 5th year, and he's been really, really strong. Had a great camp so far, and really stepped up his leadership role as well. Seth Coate has really developed well physically this offseason, up to 215 pounds, big and strong, and I think he'll be a physical force for us. Had a really good camp, and then the other seniors too, Cody Appenzell, Seth Stewart. Those guys have again been really good leaders for us as 5th-year seniors.
I got another question. Are there going to be any new faces, again, in the offense?
Yeah, we've had some young guys really step up. Andreas Gomez-Espino, redshirt freshman from Snyder here locally, has had a really good camp. Excited about him. Nate Carson, down from Terre Haute, a redshirt freshman. He's going to get some time for us, we think, this year. Sean Boswell played a little bit last year, but we think he's going to have more of an expanded role, this fall. He's done very, very well in his preparation. Also did a great job in the offseason, preparing himself physically. Chuck Gaston, both in the special teams and at wide receiver, will help us this year a lot more than he did last year. So, yeah, we're going to need some guys that don't have a lot of experience necessarily from last year step up, but I think, again, they've certainly prepared themselves physically in the offseason and through camp.
I'm here with Coach Didier, defense coordinator, also in charge of defensive backs. I want to get your take on the first season. Our final week at preseason camp, and wrapping it up. And how do you think defensive backs are coming along?
Defensive backs are coming along. It's been a really, really good camp. Since we did not change anything over the summer, we've had an opportunity to work on skills. So we've been focusing on like man breaks, zone breaks, tackling, pursuit, block destruction, so we can get the finer points of our defense in before we start preparing for somebody else's scheme.
Are there going to be any new faces in the defense or veteran guys?
Yeah, a couple new faces. Jalen McIntyre played a little bit. J-Mac played a little bit last year. He'll be probably in a starting role at safety. And then we'll get the veterans, with you and with Nashon and Kale. And then Lee Stewart is a young guy that played a little bit last year. Should see a lot of time this year.
All right, I'm here with Coach Miller, offensive line coach. I want to get your your opinion on how this preseason, been wrapping up, and some of the guys who had to stand out in the camp.
The preseason's gone extremely well. A lot of our older guys came in here in position battles, and it's done nothing but push us and get us better. At center, Brian Wagner, Connor Holcomb, Sean Ryan have really done an outstanding job working to see who's going to be the star at that position. Our guard depth has been outstanding. And then at tackle, Alex Woods and Keegan Bruner have really stepped up into the role as our starting tackles. And we still got a couple of jobs we're sorting out, but the competition has been great for our team.
How do you feel the offensive line have developed for game one?
They're coming along. We face an even front all camp. We're preparing for an odd front now, so kind of changes some things, but they're coming along very nicely. We're starting to get a lot of cohesion with the groups that we're working with, and we've really come a long way with just getting tougher. And I think that this team's going to be much better than the 2014 unit in the fact that we have a lot of competition this year. So that competition is going to really force players to keep getting better every single year. Last year, we had outstanding starters. We had some very good, reliable backups, but we weren't nearly as deep. And the depth is going to really push us day in, day out, and it's going to make a huge difference for us this year. Pretty excited.
Our mirror coach Grimes, he was my coach last year. He's stepping in a new role, coaching the linebackers this year. How do you feel as players develop, as the preseason went on?
Preseason was good. Saw improvement day to day. Players are, learning the defense and getting excited about, preparing for an opponent. So we saw day-to-day improvement in camp, day-to-day improvement this week, and we're excited about this season.
How do you feel about some of the players that's been stepping up, young faces like Harnish and?
Yeah, we've had the young guys step up. We had about 8 freshmen come in at the inside backer position, and all of them are smart and learn the defense real quickly. Harnish is one of them. We've seen great improvement by the whole freshman class. We got tons of guys that can play in the inside backer position, so it's going to be a bright future ahead of us.
Great to hear. This is Coach Grimes. Come check him out coaching, 7 p.m. September 5th. All right, hope you enjoyed the final preseason wrap up. Hearing some of the coaches' insights on how the players been going. We're getting ready for our first opponent, Olivet Nazarene. Hope to see you all there, 7 p.m. Come cheer on the Cougs. Go Cougs.